Energy, grab a rock boom or silverback energy. Check under the cap. What you see is what you win. Rock boom, energy for winners. NBS Live at 9.
What you're seeing right now are pictures from last year, 2025. But that was Namgongo in 2025. Today, Namgongo looks different. We're here as NBS Live at 9 to let you in on, as the celebrations were cancelled, what is going to take place tomorrow. We have teams on ground. We'll go straight to reporters. I'll begin with Jamila Mulindwa Noah, who is right there in Namgongo to give us an update. Jamila, what does Namgongo look like tonight, the eve of Martyrs' Day celebrations?
Thank you so much, Canary. Now, ordinarily on such a day, on the eve of the Martyrs celebrations, this place where I'm standing right in front of the Basilica would be crawling with a lot of people. Mass would be going on. Everyone would be getting ready for the day to celebrate the Martyrs. However, today is quite different. When we came here by around 7 p.m.,
on a normal day, on a normal, just 2nd of June to, a few hours to 3rd of June, this place is filled with thousands and thousands of people. Just right behind me is the amphitheater, where at this time, people that come, 7, 8 of today are not able to access. Just hymns, singing, celebrating and dancing. But today, the place is filled with silence and just the pulpit which has been designed ahead of the celebrations tomorrow. Certainly, the designs at the pulpit are the only ones that show the amateurs, not the masses, not the people. Samson Kasumba.
Book of Matthew chapter 16 verse 23, where Jesus turns to Peter and says, "Get behind me, Satan, you are a hindrance to me." Perhaps if Christ was here, he would be telling Ebola, "Get behind me, Ebola. You are a hindrance to me." Certainly, this doesn't look anywhere near what it should have been hadn't Ebola come into the picture. And we're talking just 8 cases. But if there is a silver lining on this dark cloud, it is now confirmed that the Kasese Diocese will animate the Martyrs' Day celebrations for the year 2023, and that is the earliest we have ever known who will animate a Martyrs' Day of a year that hasn't yet been celebrated. But that be the case, Christ is still here, willing and eager to heal the sick. And if you keep coming here to the Grotto of Mary to pray, at least if for one reason or the other, that things will go well. Nobody is praying about the headlines. Here they are.
Coming up in the news tonight, on this 2nd of June, Namgongo should be bustling with a beehive of activity. Today, it is a ghost of itself. Dual citizenship ministers renounce other citizenship to retain their ministerial appointments.
Because we did a verification with the Ministry of Internal Affairs.
Uganda confirms 6 new Ebola infections, bringing the total number of cases to 15.
Basically, Congolese nationals.
President Yoweri Museveni appeals to Europe and the United States to see Africa as a strategic economic partner.
This is NBS Live at 9 with Victoria Sibia, Samson Kasumba, and Kanari Mugume.
Thank you so much for joining us for this very special edition of NBS Live at 9. It is hours until the celebration of a very unusual Martyrs' Day celebrations here at the Catholic Shrine where I am at. In my background, of course, is the Mother Mary Grotto. And it is sort of a ghost town, if you may. As far as Namgongo is concerned, the residents here are not used to using the road as it would have been had Martyrs' Day not come together with Ebola. But let's have Jamila Mulindo Anwaha, who is not too far from where I am, to tell that story for us.
Thank you so much, Samson. Now, unlike 2025, where by this time this place was full of people and more are still coming in from all different parts of Uganda, as well as from outside countries, neighboring countries and beyond, to be part of the celebrations. By this time, right where I'm standing, it would be difficult to find space where I'm going to pass because people would have already put down their mats, getting ready. Some of them are participating in mass because behind me is the basilica, and on this day every hour there would be a group that is celebrating mass in preparation for the 3rd of June. Unfortunately, that has not happened this time around, and as you can see, it's quiet, except for a few people that are inside the shrine. But outside, of course, what we witnessed is that the road, the Chaliwajala road from Chaliwajala up to the whole of that stretch, cars are moving freely as normal, which would not be the same case if it was, if today or tomorrow we would be going to celebrate the Martyrs' Day, because then the road would have been closed off and all other surrounding roads, and accessing the shrine, you would have to walk from Chaliwajala up to here. But today it's not the same. And also just down beyond where I am standing, people would be there by now, celebrating, praising, and worshiping God. Also singing different songs from the different parts of Uganda that make this place awesome and also different from any. So not celebrating the Uganda Martyrs this year, it takes us back to the time of COVID-19 again, when we could not celebrate it because of the epidemic that was taking place, and of course we were worried that more people would be affected or infected with the disease. So this time around, if you can see right there, that used to be a place where you have many people go to charge their phones, also to buy merchandise, faith merchandise, as well as tents to help those who come in, especially those who have traveled a long way and would come here when they are not well, so they would get first aid from around this particular area. Also registering those that have come from everywhere, because at the end of the day would be asking how many people have turned up, and they would be in thousands. But today we only see the quiet, the serenity of this place as normally it is when there is no celebration, and which is going to happen tomorrow, even though we're going to see mass happening in different parts of the country in the different churches. But here at the main site, there will only be a mass in the basilica.
Much, Jamila. Now, if you do know that the 3rd of June is Martyrs' Day celebration, on the 2nd of June at about this time, all roads leading this direction would have pilgrims flocking into Namgongo from every direction, whether that is buses from Kenya, buses from Rwanda, Tanzania, talk about South Sudan. But that's definitely not the case, and we want to find out how is the Anglican side dealing with a very unusual Martyrs' Day celebration. Now, that story is going to be told by Ramson Muheire, who is at the Anglican Martyrs' site. Ramson, is there anything different from what we all know?
So the first different thing is I came in a car from NBS offices up to the site. No one asking me whether I am accredited or not. But inside the site, I was welcomed by the silence. You know, at this particular time, on a normal, Martyrs' Day celebrations, I have no space to walk around. This place would literally be filled by people. The amphitheater behind me would be just people singing and praising and dancing and celebrating. This time around, the situation is different. You might think it is COVID-19, but it is not. It is Ebola outbreak that has led to the cancellation of the celebrations. But of course, Samson, we know they've said there are no celebrations, but what we are seeing behind me at the pulpit down there, at some organizations, an indication that there's going to be mass here. And of course, I want to be joined by Harriet Adong, who is the Director of Communications, to speak to us about what is being prepared here, how many people are coming in here, and who is actually coming to celebrate from this particular place, because we know celebrations have been cancelled because of Ebola.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ramson. And good evening to our dear viewers. My name is Harriet Adong Atuyambe, and I serve as Director, Communication and Public Relations for a very mighty university, Uganda Christian University. And why am I here this evening? We are actually the lead organizers for the 2026 Martyrs' Day.
How many people have you invited?
Unfortunately, due to Ebola, we will have extremely a small number of people here. One, we shall have the clergy, a representation of the clergy, and they will be accompanied by a small choir for us to be able to deliver the word of God to all of us, but in our homes. So our call is, let us all remain home, steady fast, observe the standard operating procedures so that we fight Ebola outbreak.
The numbers that are coming in here, how are you dealing with the SOPs and making sure that people who come here actually do not get infected or even affect others? Are you testing them? How are you making sure that they are safe when they come in and also get out when they are safe?
Thank you very much once again. So for safety measures, we have put together a medical team. When you drove in, I'm sure you saw tents up, and our medical team is already setting up. We are grateful to the Ministry of Health because we are working closely with them to ensure that the people who come in here are tested right from the gate to ascertain that they are okay, but also they come in, wash their hands, observe all the standard operating procedures. We've ensured that we have enough sanitizer in here, but we've also sanitized the place, like you can see it already, looking very fresh and ready to receive the few clergy and a few choir members, just for us to deliver the word of God to the rest of the public.
Thank you, Harriet.
Thank you too.
Well, for those of you that are viewing NBS, that is Harriet Adong, the Director Communications, UCU. It is the lead team. They have led the scientific organization preparations this time around. And we have been told that they have been rewarded or awarded the opportunity to organize more celebrations of this kind. Not scientific, hopefully, come the Martyrs celebrations next year, 2027. A few people have been invited here. And those of you that have not received invitations, be sure to catch NBS TV. We are going to be here in this particular place to stream to you whatever is happening here. But you're also advised you can attend church from wherever you are and make sure that you observe SOPs. Samson, that is what is happening here at the Anglican site. I want to come back to you at the Political Command Center.
Thank you very much, Ramson. The big question is those who will be attending church via NBS, where will they put their offering and their tithe? That will be the big question. But let's leave Martyr's Faith and head to Parliament, where it has been day 2 of vetting of newly appointed ministers, or if you may, ministers designate. Now, day 2 has been characterized by a heavy turn-up, with some ministers designate appearing earlier than even scheduled. But it has certainly been noted that day 2 has had the Speaker and the Deputy both attending the session. Let's get into the story and look at what day 2 of the vetting process has looked like.
The Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Oboth Maxon, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Taiwa, and the Leader of Opposition, Joe Senyonyi, arrived as early as 8 a.m., all in a space of less than 5 minutes, ready to undertake the second day of the vetting process. While they were early, the designated ministers also trickled in one after another, ready for the questionnaire. While some have been driven in their 4x4 SUVs, some opted to walk from the Parliament entrance to the walls of the voting room. The first Deputy Prime Minister designate, Rebecca Twala Kadaga, was among the first to be voted, pledging to encourage East African Community member states to pay their subscription as Foreign Affairs designate, pledged refining foreign policy and clean up embassies.
The issue was how do we manage Uganda's foreign policy, with the global challenges, Ebola, global health, climate change, peace and security, all the regional issues, but also Uganda's image abroad.
The efforts we are putting in place, and then they're the same people. When you go and build in a wetland, we pull you down, we stop you, then they say you are selective.
Speaking after her parliamentary voting, Namganza highlighted that the Speaker, Deputy Speaker, among other top official residencies are in their evening and ought to be renovated. With a heavy pledge on corruption, some have highlighted whistleblowers reaching out to them.
And also the issue of institutional housing. We talked about the houses, for example, for the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament and his deputy, and the house for the principal judge. It is there, it has deteriorated, and the house for the Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Improvise softwares that we can use to fight corruption through communication, whether it is through phone call or bank systems. These are the softwares I look forward to see that we really fight corruption in this country.
Swindling money from investors is not a matter that is not very difficult to handle. We shall handle that matter, make sure we work on investors quickly to avoid delays, to avoid bureaucracy, because the lengthy processes are the ones that aid corruption.
Designated Minister of Education re-echoed the schools shall not close until the close of the term, with others pledging support to service delivery for the population.
Reported schools opened, I think, and I'm saying they are going to be, if they are going to continue serving our people up to the planned end of term. These social media people who are telling you lies, these are lies. Schools are not going to close. Schools are operating, teachers are there.
While the Speaker of Parliament is a spokesperson of the Appointments Committee, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Taiwa, addressed the press, giving a brief on the voting process and arising questions.
Completed the exercise, though we still have only one nominee pending, and you will allow me, I don't go into issues of names, but also that nominee has written to us informing us that they are not around for now, and we shall be able to interact with them at the right time when they return.
We are mooting a public participation law to say the public should be a lot more involved in whether it be the bills that are brought to Parliament.
Appointments Committee of Parliament is about the status of particular ministerial positions. Now, questions surrounding dual citizenship did take center stage as the Appointments Committee of Parliament went about the business of vetting individuals who had been designated for particular ministerial positions. And now, while some went on defending their eligibility for the offices for which they had been designated, others made it their job to deny ever being anywhere close to dual citizenship. Now, that out of the way, when some did speak to the press, they did emphasize that their priorities will be in areas such as poverty eradication programs. Others emphasize that their focus will be on global challenges. My focus now is the story. Let's go to the story.
On the second day of the vetting process, 4 ministerial nominees who have been subject to debate over their dual citizenship appeared before the Parliamentary Appointments Committee for scrutiny to determine their suitability for office. The nominees included Dr. Lawrence Muganga, nominated as the State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Shasi Kutesa, appointed for the position of State Minister for Finance in charge of microfinance, Calvin Echodu, nominated as Minister for Foreign Affairs in charge of International Affairs, and Ayebare Adonia, nominated as Minister of Foreign Affairs. Shasi Kutesa says that the issue of dual citizenship was raised during her appearance before the committee. She, however, noted that she has provided all the necessary explanations and documentation, adding that the final decision now lies with the Appoints Committee and awaits to see her name appear on the final list of approved ministers be sworn in.
It came up, and I cannot say much more about it, but I know and believe that they will have an opportunity to look through my particulars, and then I should swear in.
Kotesa says that if approved, she will focus on addressing President Yoweri Museveni's poverty eradication programs, including the parish development model, Emyoga, and other initiatives aimed at improving household incomes.
Looking at PDM, I'm looking at Emyoga, I'm looking at financial inclusion, accessibility, affordability of financing.
Unlike Kotesa, Adonia says he does not hold any other citizenship and clarified that the matter was not discussed during the vetting process. Ayebare says the committee's questions focused on how Uganda can respond to key challenges such as Ebola outbreaks, climate change, and other emerging global and national issues.
It was not raised, it didn't matter. We really concentrated on the portfolio, on the sector I'm going to lead. And they were really worried that we are not coordinated well as a government when it comes to major challenges facing the world. And as a Minister of Foreign Affairs, I'll make sure that there is a whole government approach.
Dr. Lawrence Muganga says that holding dual citizenship does not affect his ability to serve the country. When asked whether he would be willing to denounce one citizenship in order to retain the position, he says nothing is impossible, stressing that Uganda is his home.
Before I became a Canadian, I was Uganda. And I'm proud to be Uganda, and I love my country. So even if I remained with one citizenship and it is Uganda, I'll be very, very proud.
He says if approved, he will prioritize the use of digital systems in police operations and other sectors.
That ministry needs to be digitized. Get services closer to people in the shortest time possible. Revamp the entire system to make sure that services are delivered, but of quality.
The nominees now await the committee's report, which will determine whether they were approved for appointment and included among those set to take oath of office.
Still on the matter of dual citizenship, it is 4 ministers who are said to have been in possession of dual citizenship have since renounced their other citizenship in order to maintain their cabinet appointments. Now, the ministers include Dr. Lawrence Muganga, State Minister for Internal Affairs, Lady Shatsi Kotesa, who had been nominated in Minister of State in the position of Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Calvin Echodu, as State Minister for Foreign Affairs in charge of international affairs, and as well Mr. Adonia Ayebare, Minister for Foreign Affairs.
The 4 colleagues who had been, whom we found, because we did a verification with the Ministry of Internal Affairs, and we discovered that we had 3 colleagues who had dual citizenship and 1 colleague who had multiple citizenship. So we have looked at it extensively, and all of them have brought records renouncing their citizenship of the other countries. They've taken a patriotic step of choosing Uganda above all, especially, these are painful decisions that are made. Some of these people, they have families in those countries. Whatever they've been making in those countries, they send back to Uganda to develop Uganda. So, but they've taken a painful decision of renouncing the citizenship of the other countries. So we considered that, and we appreciate them for being patriots.
Now, as the debate continues in the public and on social media over the president appointing individuals who are said to be holding dual citizenship, it is legal experts who are now arguing that the Constitution gives the president the authority to appoint any Ugandan citizen to the cabinet. They maintained that no other law or statute of parliament can override the constitutional provisions insisting that dual citizens remain Ugandan citizens under the law.
Since the president announced his cabinet, debate has continued over several issues, including the citizenship status of some of the appointed ministers. Lawyers Dan Wanderugalo and Tony Tumukunde argue that the president acted within the powers granted to him by the Constitution when appointing individuals alleged to hold dual citizenship. They say any proper interpretation of the law supports the appointment.
The president has the right to appoint people holding dual citizenship to the position of the minister.
What happens where a constitution is saying for you to be a minister, you only have to be capable of being a member of parliament and a citizen of Uganda. And you know, a citizen of Uganda can be even a dual citizen.
The lawyers contend that when Parliament amended the Uganda Citizenship and Immigration Control Act in 2009 to bar dual citizens from serving as ministers, it did not adequately consider the powers granted to the president under Article 113 of the Constitution.
We would have gone back and amended 113 and said, all right, we have said that the president can appoint anybody qualified to be elected, to be qualified to be elected a member of parliament, except, then would have added there when amending and said, except dual citizenship. So, since they didn't do so.
Both lawyers maintain that the Constitution is the supreme law of the land and takes precedence over all other legislation. They therefore argue that the appointments are constitutionally valid.
That law must fall by the wayside. It cannot override the constitutional provision which gives the minister the power, which gives the president the power to appoint any citizen, any person qualified, and citizenship is one of them.
The lawyers will tell you that any statute or act of parliament that limits, that recharacterizes, that qualifies or does away with the qualification of the Constitution cannot overrun the Constitution. So that is a debate for constitutional interpretation.
On the timing of cabinet appointments, the lawyers note that the law does not prescribe when a president must appoint ministers. They say the president may do so immediately after taking office or at any other time. They also argue that there is nothing preventing the president from addressing the nation before appointing ministers.
But the law does not say you should appoint your ministers within 1 or 2 days. No. Because, like I said, a matter of appointment of ministers is the presidential discretion. The president can even come up and change his mind and say, you know what, I'd given you to be a minister.
The lawyers further explain that under the meetings of Cabinet Handbook Rule 112, Cabinet determines when it convenes. They say there's no legal requirement preventing Cabinet from sitting before all ministerial positions are filled. However, Ogalo says it would have been preferable for the president to address Parliament after fully constituting his government.
This is in the Cabinet Handbook. There is no need for quorum. They can carry out their business without the presence of those who have not been approved yet.
Nearly all ministers alleged to hold dual citizenship have since been vetted by Parliament.
Now joined by Counsel Jude Biamkama. Counsel, thank you so much for joining us. There are individuals holding dual citizenship. The president saw it fit to nominate them for particular cabinet positions. They've now gone on to renounce that other said dual citizenship. What's the process by which one renounces dual citizenship?
Renouncing citizenship is quite a complex concept. Many countries do not have even a specific procedure that one follows to renounce citizenship. And many laws are even silent about the consequences of renouncing citizenship. If you renounce citizenship, for instance, does it mean you can never regain it? And then what happens to any obligations or rights that had accrued to that citizenship? If we look at our own Uganda Citizenship and Immigration Control Act, it doesn't have even a framework under which a citizen can renounce their citizenship and never get it back. And that's the same standard globally. Technically, renouncing citizenship in many cases is just a mere fiction. You can go and announce that you have renounced your citizenship and even fill out paperwork, but that does not disentitle you from any benefits that may accrue to that citizenship subsequently. And therefore, there has to be a lot more than just someone making a public proclamation that they have renounced their citizenship, or they have handed over their passport, and that kind of thing. Ultimately, we have to look at it very objectively. If someone says they have renounced their citizenship, and at what point are they doing so? Are they doing it under duress to gain some legal advantage, or is this something they are doing voluntarily? I think it's not as easy as someone simply announcing or filling a form that they have renounced a certain citizenship. It's far more complicated than that.
Council, is there a window of possibility that some of these individuals can go back and reacquire that citizenship, or have they forfeited it for good?
In many cases, it is possible that a renunciation of citizenship doesn't even take effect. And so it's very easy for a person who has allegedly renounced citizenship to go back and reclaim it. It's not very complicated. It is only this addition, especially citizenship by birth. That one is not easy for a person to lose it for good. Additional citizenship, which a person gets, a dual citizen gets, in many countries there are laws which govern circumstances under which a dual citizen could lose the second citizenship. For example, if someone is convicted of a crime at the level of a felony, some countries consider that a ground on which to revoke dual citizenship. So we will have to speculate, but strictly speaking, citizenship by birth is not easy to lose. And in many countries, even dual citizenship is not easy to lose. A person may fill a form claiming to have renounced it, but subsequently they are able to reclaim it as and when they want to be able to take advantage of it.
Council, what does the law of the land, the Constitution, say about the president appointing someone with dual citizenship to cabinet?
I think this debate, which is healthy, if it does not get diversionally, comes from the cases we see, the most prominent being of Victoria University Chancellor Dr. Lawrence Muganga, who has been public about his Canadian citizenship, for instance. And therefore, everyone pointed to the law. All of us who are familiar with the law, Article 15, Clause 7 of the Constitution, and Section 23 of the Uganda Citizenship and Immigration Control Act, which specifically prohibit in Schedule 5 a dual citizen from being a member of cabinet. And so that has created a heated debate over whether it is proper that these individuals whose digital footprint clearly confirms that they have other citizenships should be considered for cabinet. So it has created a debate, and maybe it is this debate can be directed to the pros and cons of dual citizenship, whether Parliament needs to maybe amend the 5th schedule and make it a little more flexible, or whether there are potential loopholes that need to be addressed. It's a healthy debate, I think, to have, and also maybe to pose questions. What about people who have dual citizenship that they acquired involuntarily? Someone maybe lives in Uganda all their life, but they were born in another country which gave them citizenship, but which they are not interested in. How should we treat such cases in terms of the law? So there are such issues that can arise, and we need to discuss them and get what is fair, and maybe even Parliament needs to have a balanced approach to this whole issue of dual citizenship. Instead of saying, okay, you're a dual citizen, you don't qualify. You're a multiple citizen, we don't even want to hear about you. It's good to have a balance in the approach to this issue.
Thank you very much, Council Judah Byamukama, there for your time this evening. You're still watching NBS Live at 9. I'm definitely out here in the cold, and I'm enjoying it. But here is what is coming. Please don't you touch your dial.
More to come.
President Chair Museveni has urged the EU and Western countries to support Africa's industrialization and value addition agenda. Now that story and much more coming up here on NBS Live at 9.
The command is not picking up my calls. He has now switched off his phone. He looked legit, so I paid him 500K to process my NSSF money. How dare you!
Your uncle wants you to get a loan. He says you should buy a Beamer to stop embarrassing him in front of his friends with your malnourished car. That you should buy one of those expensive shirts they call Versace, so that people stop spreading rumors that his family has no style. That you need an iPhone because he's tired of biting his tongue whenever he tries to pronounce that funny thing you're holding. Good thing you've got ABSA. Our loans are not designed for others to change what they say about you. They are designed to support your growth. Visit absa.co.ug for personal loans that help where it matters. ABSA, your story matters.
In 30 seconds, I'll tell you why you have until the 30th of June 2026. First, the 30th of June is your deadline to file your tax returns for the financial year ending 2025-2026. Don't wait. Late filing means errors, and errors mean penalties. Second, if you have an outstanding tax, pay your principal by the 30th of June 2026 and URA will give you a 100% tax waiver. No interest, no penalties, gone. File and pay now at www.ura.go.ug.
Developing Uganda together.
How do you make a party? You take time to prepare, to bring all the pieces together, to craft it right. The result, great refreshment. And that makes it time well spent. Club, brewed longer for longer refreshment.
You got Glovo. You got Glovo. You can order what you want. You can get what you need. You got Glovo. Order a Glovo and receive it in minutes.
All right, listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
Colgate Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh and clean mouth. Choose natural. Choose Colgate Charcoal.
Welcome back. You're still watching NBS Live at 9. President Yoweri Museveni has urged the European Union, EU and Western countries to support Africa's industrialization and value addition agenda, saying the continent cannot continue exporting raw material while remaining poor decades after independence. The president made the remarks while meeting the European Union EU ambassador to Uganda, Jan Sadek, and his delegation at State House Entebbe during a briefing of the Golden Jubilee 50th anniversary celebration marking the partnership between Uganda and the EU. President Museveni recognized the long-standing relationship between Uganda and the EU, noting that the collaboration stretches back many years, including the period when the European office was opened in Uganda during the Idi Amin era. The president, however, used the meeting to emphasize what he described as Africa's biggest challenge: failure by leaders to prioritize economic transformation through value addition. President Museveni said Africa's stagnant economic growth is as a result of policy mistakes, especially the continued export of unprocessed raw materials. The president appealed to Europe and the United States to see Africa as a strategic economic partner whose prosperity would create mutual benefits. The president also assured the delegation that Uganda remains firm on industrialization and value addition policies. On his part, Sadek congratulated President Museveni upon his victory, praised Uganda's growing regional and international influence. Sadek thanked the president for his commitment to the partnership between Uganda and the EU for the last 40 years. Uganda has confirmed 6 new Ebola infections, bringing the total number of cases to 15. Now, according to the Ministry of Health, authorities say that 1 death has been recorded while 2 patients have recovered. Health officials are monitoring hundreds of contacts as they intensify surveillance, contact tracing and treatment efforts to contain the outbreak.
According to the latest update from the Ministry of Health, Uganda has so far confirmed a total of 15 Ebola cases following the detection of 6 new infections on Tuesday.
So we got 6 new cases on top of those we announced last Saturday. So from 9 now we've added 6, so that total is now 15. So these additions basically Congolese nationals.
The ministry reports that 1 death has been recorded, while 2 patients have recovered and been discharged from treatment centers. 12 patients remain admitted at various health facilities as authorities continue to respond to the outbreak.
Total now in our treatment center, we have 12 people undergoing treatment. You know that we have now already discharged successfully 2 people who were treated and are cured. We also know that the first person we detected died. We detected him after his death.
The Ministry of Health says it is closely monitoring 668 contacts with efforts focused on early detection, isolation and treatment to prevent further spread of the disease.
We will be able to tell how these people came and joined the treatment centers, how they were able to come, but now they are still sick. They are socially sick. Their well-being is in threat. They are worried about their illness, so we are not able to establish all the facts we want.
The public is being urged to report any suspected cases to health authorities. The ministry has intensified response measures, including contact tracing, strengthening treatment center preparedness, and conducting public awareness campaigns to contain the outbreak.
But we've been able to follow up continuously on a daily 668 people.
Authorities are also urging the public to remain vigilant, observe proper hygiene practices, and seek immediate medical attention if they develop symptoms such as fever, severe headache, vomiting, and unexplained bleeding. Health experts say community cooperation, early detection, and timely medical intervention remain critical in preventing a wider outbreak and protecting public health.
Feedback brought to you by.
They are designed to support your growth. Visit absa.co.ug for personal loans that help where it matters. Absa, your story matters.
All right, a quick look at your feedback on our opinion question. And the question tonight is on Ebola. Uganda registers 6 more Ebola cases. What additional measures are needed to contain the outbreak and prevent further spread of the disease? Hashtag NBS Live at 9. And yet, Reagan says to contain the Ebola outbreak and prevent further spread, government should strengthen surveillance and contact tracing, enhance public awareness, ensure adherence to prevention measures, and support rapid isolation and treatment of suspected cases. Michael Taban Morris says the key priority now is to rapidly identify every chain of transmission, isolate cases and monitor contacts before the virus spreads into additional communities. Public cooperation and strong surveillance, regional coordination will be critical to stopping the outbreak. Moving on, Uganda's new medical internship policy is sparking heated debate. Ministry of Health and Medical Professionals. The policy, which integrates internship into university training, is set to extend the duration of medical education, but medics say it is unworkable and could worsen the country's already stretched health system.
The government, through the Ministry of Health, has announced plans to begin implementing a new medical internship policy in July, aimed at ensuring that all graduates acquire practical competence before completing their studies. Under the new policy, medical students will be required to undertake a compulsory one-year supervised internship after completing classroom-based training and before being awarded a bachelor's degree. In an exclusive interview with Minister-designate Dr. Chris Waliomunsi, defended the reforms, saying the government has carefully studied the proposal and is committed to its implementation.
But this started when there are few doctors who were coming out of universities. When we had Makerere University alone, then Mbarara University came on board, then a few other universities. But the situation obtaining today is that we have very many universities, both public and private universities, producing doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and those health workers who undertake internship.
However, the move has drawn strong criticism from the Uganda Medical Association, UMA. The association's president, Dr. Frank Asimwe, argues that the policy is unrealistic and difficult to implement in its current form.
In essence, trying to get an intern and make them become a student again is like trying to get a neonate, a 1 day, 2 day, 1 hour baby, and try to push them back in the uterus. It will not happen.
Uganda Medical Association medical students and interns have also raised concerns over allowances, additional costs, and delayed graduation.
You cannot flip a 5-year course into a 6-year course just because you have signed the policy. Curriculums are changed after a certain process. There must be justification.
Professional bodies warn that linking academic graduation to the completion of a practical internship could place further strain on Uganda's already stretched health system. Experts note that Uganda is already facing a shortage of health workers, and delaying the entry of newly trained doctors into the workforce could affect service delivery and patient care.
Doctor-patient ratio in Uganda is 1 to 25,000. Fortunately, the doctors, to close that gap, are now beginning to come out. Is this a time to hold them at bay? Is this a time to complain? Or should we be seeing how do we absorb these doctors into the system?
Supporters of the policy, however, argue that the reforms are necessary to improve patient safety and ensure greater accountability among new medical graduates. The debate continues as Uganda seeks to balance the need for more health professionals with the imperative of maintaining high standards in medical training.
They share an office. Some work in the day, some at night. What they have in common: focus, dedication. That's what makes them champions. They also share something else: the reward of being one. The official beer of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Not for persons under the age of 18. Drink responsibly.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mu mutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, endungu ya kusabula. We gonna do free of fire, free of fire, free of fire.
Mustafa, Chikozi, welcome home. It is small, but it is something. Everyone starts from somewhere. Welcome home. Chikozi, the problem is the foundation. Do you know the kind of cement I'm using in this foundation? I guarantee you even my grandchildren will come and find this house. Muzafaru, the day I decide to build, in fact, I will import the foundation into the country. By the way, your security lights, they are very small. Me, when I build my house, I will put the motion sensor. As you can see the living room, I managed to bring in some tiles. And I told you, when I build my house, I get tiles from Italy raw, bring them here, original. This nonsense of having one TV. Me! Some people talk about building houses. Others build them. Do you have land? I am working on it.
You buy your buy today and get the job done. Strong, reliable, available at hardware shops countrywide.
Yes. It hasn't been easy at all.
know.
But with your buy, chiba chibwa.
So you buy, your buy.
Oh, chiba.
You will always know when you're in the presence of the finest. It's like time slows down, just enough for you to feel everything in full flavor.
Tusker Malt Lager. Alcohol is not for certain persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
In a world that's always changing, the foundations of trust must stay strong. For over 60 years, we've built the minds that build trust, shaping the professionals who carry confidence into boardrooms, communities, and lives. Because trust doesn't happen by chance, it's built, tested, and taught. As the world moves forward, so do we, blending data, innovation, and human insight to prepare the next generation of industry leaders.
Insurance Training College in Uganda, enhancing professionalism.
Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched fuel-efficient and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800-211-033 to get started.
So tasty, delicious, some snacks.
Some snacks.
So yummy, yummy.
Yummy, yummy.
Boy and girl, come here, son. Uncle Son's got you. Me have some snacks for you. Your man, papa, your granny and your picnic. Well, if I can, the snacks for you. Come pick anything you want. Some snacks for your tummy. Yummy, yummy.
Sam's, delivering memorable moments in every household.
Welcome back. Now, International Crimes Division Judge Susan Okalani has directed lawyers representing the remaining 14 bail applicants in the Mwanga Chivumbi terrorism case to file the credentials and particulars of their sureties before June 8, 2026. The judge said the move will help streamline proceedings and expedite the hearing and determination of the pending bail application.
The hearing of the bail application filed by the co-accused of former Butambala Member of Parliament Mwanga Chivumbi, who are facing treason charges, has been adjourned to Monday, June 8, 2026, after several sureties presented by the applicants were not approved by the state. Only 9 of the 23 bail applicants had their sureties cleared, including the former legislator and 4 secondary school students. International Crimes Division Judge Susan Okalanyi directed lawyers representing the remaining 14 applicants to file the credentials of their sureties before June 8th. She said that this would facilitate better management of the proceedings and avoid lengthy court sessions with little progress. Justice Okalanyi also asked the Director of Public Prosecutions to assign a different team of prosecutors to handle the bail application. She noted that the current prosecutors are occupied with a treason case, including opposition politician Kizza Besigye, before the criminal divisions of the High Court.
Is that the reason why you don't have your ID?
That's not the reason why I don't have the ID.
What shows you work with learning concepts?
Chivombi and 24 others were charged with terrorism before the Butambala Chief Magistrates Court on January 23, 2026. The case is scheduled to return to court on Thursday, June 4th. The accused persons are seeking bail, citing delays in their committal to the High Court for trial and their constitutional right to liberty. They were arrested in connection with election-related violence that occurred during the general elections held on January 15, 2026.
Business Pulse, brought to you by
Now let's have a look at some business. The Uganda Free Zones and Export Promotion Authority says the country is experiencing unprecedented highs in export volumes and revenues, with earnings rising from $6.5 billion in the period between July 2024 and May 2025 to $10.2 billion during the same period of the 2025-26 financial year, reflecting increased production, improved market demand, and government efforts to promote exports. Despite the impressive growth, exporters say challenges remain, particularly in the coffee value addition segment. While Uganda's green coffee beans continue to enjoy strong demand in international markets, value-added coffee products such as roasted and processed coffee are still struggling to gain wider access to premium export markets.
When President Yoweri Museveni delivered his 2025-2026 State of Nation address, he pointed to exports as one of the clearest indicators of Uganda's economic transformation, citing government efforts to industrialize the economy, add value to local products, and expand access to international markets. The latest figures appear to support the narrative, with export earnings surging from $6.5 billion to $10.2 billion over the same period.
Export performance has been growing exponentially. As a matter of fact, between July 2024 to 2025, February 2025, the statistics then were $6.2 billion in exports. That has since grown by 38.5% to about $10.2 billion. This has, in that same period of July to Feb 2026.
But beneath the headline growth driven by booming coffee and gold exports lies a complex reality. While Uganda's green coffee beans continue to command strong demand abroad, exporters say the country's ambition to earn more from value-added products are still being held back by limited market access and persistent trade barriers.
Green coffee does not have an issue with market access, i.e. raw coffee beans. Value-added coffee does have an issue. If you're exporting value-added coffee to Europe, you will obviously encounter hurdles. Some tax, others non-tax hurdles. If you are exporting this coffee to China, no, there are no problems. China has granted us duty-free access, both for green beans and for value-added coffee. And the only issue in China is that we need to build joint ventures.
Inclined onto developing other special economic zones in the different regions of this country. Also, we intend to establish regional cold chain systems so that especially the fresh products are able to be well handled to meet the export market. We also have export aggregation centers, which we intend to develop so that our products from Uganda are well packaged to meet the global standards. All this is really largely towards achievement of the $500 billion in the tenfold growth strategy.
Exporters remain optimistic that Uganda can still achieve its ambitious target of producing 20 million bags of coffee annually before 2030, but urge that reaching the milestone will require more than increased production.
Expanding our exports, especially in coffee, I think we are pushing. Of course, you can also say that an intentional investment in the roadmap to push towards 20 million bags so that we shorten the period. Because right now we are hoping that by 2031, 2032, 33, 35, we have 20 million bags. But we could shorten that period through a focused, intentional.
Well, let's have a look at some sport. Now, Next Media has been unveiled as the official media and marketing partner of the 2026 Olympic Day Tokyo Run, an initiative aimed at promoting fitness, healthy living and tackling malnutrition through sport and nutrition awareness. The partnership has been unveiled at the Next Media Park ahead of the June 20th event in Bushenyi, where President Museveni is expected to take part as chief runner.
The Olympic Day Tokyo Run seeks to promote healthy living, sporting excellence and improved nutrition among athletes while raising awareness about child malnutrition, particularly in the Busoga and Karamoja sub-regions.
We felt that partnering with NBS Sport as our official media and marketing partner is critical because you have one of the biggest sporting platforms and also one of the biggest news outlets, not only in Uganda but across Africa.
Presidential initiative on banana started. We were some of its biggest cheerleaders because we see the vision that it has, what Reverend Dr. Muranga is trying to do, and we said we will support this in any way that we can. And so from that time until now, for us, it's a no-brainer.
The viewers should expect full coverage of the run on the 20th. The big interview is obviously coming out of Bushenyi. At the end of the day, it's a boo-boo moment for us. You know, we are promoting our own products in our own land and then converging with all the Olympians around the world.
Tokyo Ambassador Reverend Professor Florence Isabia Muranga emphasized the nutritional value of matoke, describing it as ideal food for athletes due to its health benefits.
Research has established that it has a lot of starch, but also very unique starch that when you eat it releases very gradually.
Organizers also unveiled a prize fund worth 120 million shillings for competitors across the 21-kilometer, 10-kilometer and 5-kilometer races. Meanwhile, the State Minister for Sport, Peter Gwang, is one of the many ministers designated that have successfully undergone the vetting process at Parliament.
What is awaiting me is, as of now, is the AFCON 2027. I want to confirm to the country that we are on course in as far as that project of us hosting AFCON 2027 is concerned. We will continue working with all sports associations and federations to ensure that the country benefits from the resources we support them.
Elsewhere, the UPDF Engineering Brigade has pledged to complete construction works at Foima Bomo grounds, one of the venues earmarked for AFCON 2027, within 6 months.
We have two parts. We have the AFCON training pitch and also we have the ceremonial grounds.
What I appreciate so much is the local content, where at least the people from within the city are the ones going to do the Kazo works.
The facility is one of the training grounds earmarked for AFCON 2027.
Today we are in Makerere College School and we've got our winner, and that is none other than Michelle. I am sure you've already gotten the school fees and the excitement is already there. Thank you so much.
Michelle has won school fees for a year. Never Zaba Momo. 3 times paid, cleared.
You can also stand a chance to win. You simply have to dial *165 *80# or use the Momo app. schools that accept students to pay school fees using Momo also stand a chance to win a van. Pay your school fees. You never know. You could be the lucky winner.
Hey, travelers! Are you a family gearing up for that big vacation, a hustler working abroad coming home, or your squad chasing sunsets and passport stamps? It's time you lock in. Say goodbye to long airport queues, shocking roaming bills, and the stress of hunting for local SIM cards, because now you can travel like a local. Stay connected in over 180 countries. Just scan, tap, and boom! Instant data the moment you reach your destination. Get your Rogue Travel eSIM today at travel.roguetelcom.co.ug. Contact us on 020-5000123.
Up next. Brought to you by Boom Chakala is back with double energy. Grab a rock